Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door Shutter coming back to you with a brand new series. Today, we're playing Direwolf20's 1.7.10 pack. This pack came out in 2015, and I'm playing this not because of nostalgia reasons. It's because I kind of want to look back at kind of where modding took a major turn. Um, this was a year after Forge became a little bit more well known, um, and also had a lot of installing itself with a launcher. This was also the time period of the IDs for items was a thing. So making mod packs was a little bit more difficult because if you didn't change IDs and if you didn't make sure everything had different IDs, there was conflicts, there was errors, and it would crash your game. So you'd have to go through and change IDs. You'd have to make sure you had enough IDs, and a few other things. But I'm really curious about this pack. So I loaded this into a creative world because I needed to change keybinds for any not enough items, which is one of the, I think it's like the second kind of recipe viewer type of thing. I don't think TMI really was a recipe viewer for say. It wasn't its primary goal, but it was kind of like the first, well, NEI was the real second. So let's get into this. So let's just call this LP. We also have Biomes of Plenty in here. So let's get that turned on. Okay, now let's create a new world. So, of course, textures are going to be different. Some quality of life things from one dot, whatever, aren't going to be in here. The future versions of Minecraft, um, or the current version of Minecraft. I don't know why I said future version. We also have journey map up top, which is kind of interesting because it is a very very old version of it. Of And you can also see there's like the way mobs are looking as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't even know if that's a feature you can enable anymore on Journey Map, but it's still pretty cool. We also have Morph in here, which is kind of cool. So the more creatures we kill, the more animals we can morph into. A fantastic mod done by iChun. I know we have iChun's portal guns, Thumbcraft. We have Buildcraft and IC2. We have, of course, Tinker's Construct, Tinker's Mech Works, Witchery, which is going to be a fantastic one to look into, Iron Chest, Inventory Tweaks, the original Inventory Tweaks, Funky Locomotion, which is interesting, Ender.io. Yeah, there's quite a few in here. I believe, yeah, we even have Steve's Factory Manager, the original Steve's Factory Manager. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, it's actually a node-based kind of code system that you can mess around with to create different sorts of automation. It's a very fantastic mod. It has not been, I don't think it's ever been ported to the newer versions of Minecraft. I believe there's kind of like an attempt out there, but you need to go into like a separate editor, I think, and then import it into the game, and it's just not as good as it used to be. And I don't think it's made by the same guy. We also have Steve Carts 2 in here, which is a fantastic mod. There's a lot of fantastic mods, and Steve Carts, I believe, is no longer. The guy behind Steve Carts, I don't remember his name, is no longer doing modding. I think so. It's kind of like shucks, but at the same time, people move on. Yes, this is aluminum gravel ore. So this is the version of Tinker's with aluminum, the actual gravel ore stuff, which is interesting because I don't even think that's. I don't even know when that was removed, but I'm pretty sure it was removed quite early on in Tinker's construct's lifespan. So we'll definitely be checking out Tinker's. That is for sure. Also, Biomes of Plenty. It's not really the most popular Biomes mod anymore. I think that's like, the Biomes You'll Go or Terralith. I know there's quite a few options nowadays as modding has become more accessible for people. Also, Botania. You guys can see that there's Botania flowers all around me. So this is going to be interesting. Of course, we won't have anything like the the phantoms. We won't have things like that. I really think that's about the only creature that I can think of. Well, I guess hoglins, piglins, zombified piglins. It's just going to be zombie pigmen instead now. So definitely going to be interesting there. We don't have the swim animation or like the ability to swim faster. It's just going to be the normal version of that. It's going to be interesting. I'm just kind of excited to see. Ooh, here's a oh man, I forgot this was in here. Mine Factory Reloaded. This is the mod that Industrial Foregoing basically ported. I believe with permission from the original author. But this is the original. This is where it all started. And it's actually a lot smaller, I believe, than Industrial Foregoing because at this time, I believe Extra Utils was a thing. Yeah, Extra Utils. This wasn't Extra Utils 2, this was just Extra Utils in general. And we don't have a way to search for mods either in here, which is kind of weird. But that's NEI for you. RF Tools Dimensions. Gendistry, Forestry. I know we have that. The original Chisel mods in here. Applied Energistics. I don't think we have Refined Storage or anything. It is purely just AE2. Looks like we have the Twilight Forest in here. Thermal. I don't think this... Yeah, this is interesting because Thermal is only 2 mods, I believe. Thermal Expansion and Thermal Foundation at this point. And Thermal Dynamics. I think there's like Thermal Cultivation and stuff now, which I think this was just shoehorned into one of these thermal mods, but we'll check that out later. Wait, there's plate frames? Redstone plate, impulse plate, translocation plate. Huh. I don't even remember what those are. Okay, we're getting too distracted. But yeah, Extra Utils is in here. Open Blocks is in here. We actually got an Open Blocks book in here. Man, it's like, I'm like, man, it's like a new mod pack. No, it's legitimately an old mod pack. Of course, linked down in the description if you guys want to play this pack. There's probably not a lot of interest in this pack, in all honesty, because it's 1.7. But you know, I just really feel like going back. I don't know. I've always had a fascination with the old packs, and it's just gonna be interesting to look at this. Railcraft is in here. I definitely think Railcraft's going to be interesting, just because that was adding a whole lot of different things for its time. Ooh, that was harsh. Look at that biome transition. Okay, but yeah, Willow Wood. I really don't want any Willow Wood. Let's see. Let's grab some of this sugar cane. I guess we're kind of just looking for a place to put our house down, right? Ooh, look at that tree. Is that a redwood? Oh, I was trying to swim. Is that... What is that? I can't tell what that is. I think that's a thermal... or not thermal. Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft thing. But I'm kind of scared to go close to it. Thaumcraft is dangerous. I learned this in the step back. So let's just make a sword real quick. I'm failing at making swords. I'm failing at kind of crafting right now. I think this is like Oblivion Spire or something like that, isn't it? No, Eldritch Obelisk. Okay. Can we bookmark this? Eldritch Ob. Let's just say that. Okay. I just saw you. What are you? Oh, you're a witchery creature. The Hobgoblin? Okay, they gang up on you. They're like zombified pigmen. Zombie pigmen? Man, that is just a throwback every time I think of zombie pigmen, because I don't. It's a weird thing to think that they used to be called zombie pigmen since it's been in Minecraft for the better part of I think like 6 years. I think 5 or 6 years now. So it's kind of strange to think that they used to be called something else. The better question: what is this called? Enchantment table. 1.7.10. Ladies and gentlemen. Still an enchanting table. I don't even care. Oh, here we go. We got a morph. I can't remember if this is the version that you take the creature's health as well. Let's... Ooh, did I not get that morph? Unless that's my favorites. Okay, that is my favorites. So if I morph... How do I do this? Yeah, so if I just do that, I can have like a favorites menu. Okay, so then I can just morph into a cow. Mrrr. Okay, so it does take my health. Okay, fantastic. I didn't know that it alters health. I don't remember which version they did that in. Okay. We need to get food, like cooked up, but I don't even have cobblestone right now, so kind of just gotta wonder until we find something. I want to find a better biome, but I'm only finding this taiga biome. Man, there's a great wood tree from Thaumcraft. Oh, we got Natura's barley. This is a fantastic find. Because you can actually, yeah, you can make barley flour. And then barley flour can be smelted into bread. So it's a 1-for-1 conversion. And we did not find any sheep or anything to like settle down and take a nap. I don't really want to die. So I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of dig into the side of a wall. Oop, where you at? I heard you. And sheep will not drop mutton in this version. That's another thing. I don't even remember when that was added, but they do not drop that. Kind of an interesting little thing. And I think there was only one version of the bed as well in this version, because there was only the original red bed. Okay, so let's actually grab some cobblestone while we're right here. And we are also on hard mode, I believe. Yes. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Oop. Man, this looks so strange to me. Like, I mean, it's readable, but man, it looks so odd. It really does. Okay. Let's get some planks here so we can actually smelt this down. And also, we have baubles, the original trinkets type of thing, which is pretty cool. I don't remember when that actually was changed either. Let's get some more wool here. Another hobgoblin. Okay. Oh yeah, the original combat system that wasn't changed until 1.8. Strange. I keep just like finding things and I'm like, man, this feels so weird. Because it really does. Because you remember you could do like the whole like PvP. I'm not even good at this. Yeah, like that where it's like you're blocking but you're not. Yeah. That combat system. This was like the one that a lot of people preferred because it was fun for kit PvP and stuff like that. I think there's been mods that try to bring it back, but I think it's so deeply rooted that it's kind of impossible to even try. Like, I think it would be so much work that you'd really, and who's going to download it? People just don't care. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you do, it's most likely going to be for like just a server, like specifically designed for a server. But yeah, we don't have any coal chunks or anything either. Mini coal, nothing like that. What is this? Enchantment router. Oh yeah, because they have their whole enchantment system in here. We also have Bibliocraft, which actually allows for us to duplicate some good old-fashioned enchanted books. Magic bees. Oh yeah, because we have Gindustry. Got our steak. Okay. No apple core, no nothing like that, so we can't see saturation levels or anything, but that's okay. I'm trying to, by the way, I'm not like discrediting anything, by the way. I am just like cycling through like things that I usually see in mod packs. You know, modern day mod packs, not even the good stuff, the old stuff. Because I think one of my questions with this pack is there was a version of Ender.io that I absolutely love. The 1.12 version, I did not like that much. So if we look up sag mill, this is the only sag mill in here, which means yes. Okay, so this doesn't have the grains of affinity, anything like that. It is just iron, basic capacitor, gold, copper, and redstone. Fantastic. So this version is the superior one in my mind. Because I think we even have the XP. Mob Crusher. Soul, what is it called? Soul Grinder or something like that? Yeah, this thing right here, the Soul Binder. Um, there is other stuff. I can't remember what they're all called. So we have the Aversion Obelisk, the Attractor Obelisk, Weather Obelisk. So it's just called Experience Obelisk. Okay, yeah, I was thinking that kind of stuff. We have the Slice and Splice, the Soul Vials. Yeah, so this is the version that I absolutely love. So that is fantastic to know. Honeyed Slice. That's not a honeyed slice. That's a honeyed loaf, man. But that's okay. Extra trees. Larger yeast. What in the world? I don't even know. I'm going to keep saying I don't even know because I really don't know. I can't remember a lot of these mods, honestly. I really didn't start playing modded Minecraft until later versions. I mean, I really haven't. I don't think I've done a video on this channel that has been any later than 1.12. So it's just kind of a throwback for me as well. So yeah, let's try and find a new area that we kind of want to settle down in, and we will see where we go from there. So let's go check. Let's get the chicken. Let's hit him. Yes, first try. You know, another thing is with this version, things in water do not float to the top. That's another thing. I think the whole like swimming stuff and all of that was added in 1.14, 13. I can't remember. It was the aquatic update. That's all I remember. I know the name of it. I don't remember the version of it. But that was like the whole swimming animation. That was the floating to the top, the Guardian Temple, all that stuff. I believe was all added at once. I may be wrong about that. Oh, we got a snowy beehive right there. Man, I am not finding really any good biomes that I kind of want to just settle down on. But I kind of think, oh, you know what? Let's go with this like little area. I like this. I like how this looks. And it is a dry river. I mean, we can clear out this. We got a lava pit right here too. This wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, so let's excavate this a little bit here. Probably won't do too much base building. I mean, it's gonna be very, very plain, I would think. But I think we'll wrap up this episode here. Kind of just a brief talk about the pack. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna do a lot with this pack, I think. I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna do. I don't plan on doing more than probably 50, somewhere around that ballpark. Just because I mean, this is an old pack. There's not gonna be a lot of interest in this. This is more like something that I genuinely want to look at and kind of just mess around with, for myself, right? Like this, I wouldn't say for myself, right? Because I wanna take a step back with you guys and look at this stuff, because this is history. This is legitimately Minecraft history, and it's interesting to see it because it's not only Minecraft itself, it's also Minecraft modding's history. Because this was the start of something. Like a lot of these mods were the start, right? NEI that it got JEI down the line when Chicken, I believe is his name, or his username, not his actual name. He kind of stepped away, and that added room for JEI to be stepping in, and then of course later down the line we had REI as well, and now we have EMI, which is a new one, and so yeah, there's tons and tons of stuff that I want to talk about, because I mean this is going to kind of be a history lesson as well, because there's going to be a lot of features where I'm like, man, that wasn't added until this point, and it's interesting to see that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the first episode of this series. Cottage Witch, of course, is still going to be a thing for right now. Cottage Witch, I want to kind of make those episodes a little bit more in depth. Try that a little bit. I'm going to attempt to do that. I'm not really great at doing kind of like a build up in an episode, right? Taking segments from, weeks and doing one, good episode. I'm not really great at that, because like my content is more like tutorial-esque, and whenever it comes to that stuff, I'm like, I don't really know how to do this. So I'm going to try and learn. The Vault Hunter's still on the back burner for right now. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of ambition to play that right now. So I will get back into it. But I know a new version just came out, I believe version 11 of the 3rd edition. And so there's new stuff changed and added. And I believe like the 10th edition was added as well. And I kind of just didn't really touch on that much. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Another TAC SMP video probably will be coming on next week as well. I'm kind of trying to get back into the flow of doing this stuff. So thank you guys. Stay awesome. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.